So for those sellers, what will be your reply?
Yes. Well, it's good to know that TikTok it's one of the platforms that has the highest, let's say, controversial.
So what are the strategies that you implement if you want to drive traffic
Okay.
to Amazon?
Getting traffic from TikTok to Amazon comes in, let's say, 3 strategies.
So is there any website that you normally use to generate those hashtags?
Using the community hashtags, and not only using them, but actually like spying on what's happening on that hashtags in order to know your audience and what they're looking for and what they're talking and what they're interested in.
Ecom Squeezed podcast.
Welcome to Ecom Squeezed. My name is Sebastian, founder of Retail-Outsource, and today we have a real powerhouse who is on the same age group for TikTok audiences, and she is Hadil, and she manages GenZ agency, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, could you please give us some background on what you do and how you support sellers through TikTok?
Okay, so thank you, Sebastian, for this invitation. It's really glad connecting with you and like-minded people in this place. It's been really amazing seeing all the people and all the potential here, and I would be more than glad to dive deep into TikTok since it's not only a trend, but it's something that's really necessary in 2024 and 2025. So I'm Hadil. I'm the CEO and founder of GenZ Creative Agency, which is a TikTok marketing agency that is based in Tunisia. So it's been, we're relatively new in the market, but not relatively new for TikTok because we've been working for over 3 years now.
Wow.
Since the rise of TikTok. And we have been doing everything on TikTok from content creation to our clients, of course, from content creation to strategy to TikTok ads, influencer campaigns, UGC campaigns, everything TikTok related. We have the TikTok expertise, the content creation expertise. We have very Gen Z, and the agency is called Gen Z and it's short for Generation Z, so
Yeah.
it's self-explanatory.
Sure.
All our team members are Gen Z, and the TikTok energy, it's really amazing, and it's amazing.
Yeah, that's great. So you are, on the same age group, all the workers are, so they exactly.
Gen Z. So
Yeah.
it's Gen Z. It's one of the requirements,
Yeah.
You have.
But it's amazing, at your age group that you managed to run an agency.
Yeah.
That's
It's tough, but
credit
it's
goes-
really challenging. Yes.
Yeah, of course.
It's really good. But it's really good because we believe that no one does TikTok better than Gen Z,
Yeah.
because we were the ones that started on the platform, and we are still the ones who are creating content. So it's a Gen Z platform. So we know it more than anyone else, and we work with TikTok, and it's really amazing.
Great. My question, we support Amazon sellers, right?
Yes.
And most of the Amazon sellers, they ignore TikTok.
Yes.
Even if you suggest them, I don't know, that kind of attitude they have.
Yeah.
So for those sellers, what will be your reply?
Yes. Well, it's good to know that TikTok it's one of the platforms that has the highest, let's say, controversial, because people think it's a kids app and people think it's a dancing app and it's a fun app. However, it is an app that has a very specific format, and that format, it's the way that brands go to new audiences. It's the way we can create huge conversion, and it's the way that brands are actually making tons of money out of TikTok, whether out of the content they're posting or out of ads or out of collaborating with affiliates and creators. So it's really going, it's not what people might be thinking about TikTok. So there's amazing potential, and especially since we're talking about Amazon sellers, it is the place to be right now, not only because it's trending, but because it has a very specific way that we will talk about eventually of bringing people to Amazon without realizing it. As we all know, Amazon is a platform that is based on demand. So people go on Amazon not because they don't know what to buy or because they have something specific and they're gonna look for it. So demand creates the actual conversion. However, TikTok, it's not a demand, an upon demand app where people go in order to buy. People are scrolling, and it's one of the most people spend the most time on TikTok without even realizing, and it has the shortest length of videos, which means it's the platform where people watch and get confronted with the most content. So TikTok right now, it's like let's say a magazine. It's not a magazine. It's like a shop, a boutique where you are shopping, but you are not realizing it, because people go on TikTok for two main reasons. They go on TikTok for entertainment and they
Yeah.
go for education. They don't go to buy a pair of shoes and they don't go to buy, I don't know, whatever they need. However, having the right content and having the right strategy will allow Amazon sellers to get in front of people and making them buy the actual product and converting them, taking the traffic from TikTok to Amazon without the user actually realizing it. Because also one of the most important things to know about Amazon sellers that are now working on TikTok is that they are the people who are doing it right. They are getting so many, like, apart from conversion and sales, they are getting brand awareness and they are getting communities of people who might be following them not because they want to buy. They will eventually buy the services, but because they like the content. The moment a brand or a product is presented on TikTok and people would be like, haha, I love this, this is cool, maybe they would share it with a friend, and then they would consider buy it. That's how you indirectly get in the brain of the consumer, and you would be like, you have to go from TikTok to Amazon and check out this coupon code or whatever, and you actually make the purchase, and the client will be super glad that they're gaining TikTok clients and to Amazon. So
Yeah, so that's a good explanation of that.
yes.
So can we use TikTok as a influencing thing, to make that brand awareness?
Yes.
So we can have that option, right? So we can drive traffic from TikTok, or if you have a store within
Yes.
TikTok, you can
Yes,
make that
TikTok shop.
purchase there. We can divert traffic to Amazon as well, right?
Yes.
So what are the strategies that you implement if you want to drive traffic
Okay.
to Amazon?
Okay, so getting traffic from TikTok to Amazon comes in, let's say, 3 strategies
Yeah,
that all of them are really important, and
Sure.
brands that actually succeed are the ones who implement those 3, let's say, pillars. So the first pillar is actual content that you post.
Mhm.
Right now, we are seeing brands and e-commerce shops hiring their own content creators to create content for the product, creating content in warehouses, going all over the streets and creating content,
Sure.
doing giveaways. So the first thing is leveraging the power of content when it comes to your actual TikTok account. So by that, people will actually connect with the people behind the brand and not only with the product.
Mhm.
And that creates a sense of, let's say, a sense of familiarity and trust. When the client trusts you and they like the team or they like the energy, they will eventually consider you the first when it comes to making a purchase. So this is the first pillar. The second pillar is a TikTok shop,
Yeah.
obviously. So you can put your products right there, and through ads and through creatives that are winning, and through like doing some. That's what we do exactly for we take creatives and the power of like the ads, and together on TikTok they do amazing. So leveraging TikTok shop and TikTok ads, it's really important, and it's not about putting so much money.
Yeah.
We're not talking about whoever puts money most is gonna get more to people. We are talking about whoever knows how to do like the small things. For example, let's say I posted a video organically and the video went viral. I would take that video and I would create 30 versions of that video with the same hook but with different styles, and I can even put $5 on each one and get amazing traction. Or if I see one of my influencers or creators did something that it's viral, I have to hop on that. So these are tactics
Yeah.
that more related to the strategy rather than how much ad spend you put. So this is the second thing, it's TikTok shop. The third thing is leveraging the power of affiliates and influencers and UGC creators. So right now, it's not also a power of who is the influencer you are working with, but it's like 50% the choice of the creator and 50% the actual content that the creator will post. Because I can collaborate with the best influencer and I can still get 10 views on their videos because the content that they created was not interesting enough. So, and that's what we do, because we help clients find the perfect influencer, but at the same time, we exchange with the influencer what's the optimal content that they have to post for that specific client in order to gain the most interaction and the most conversion. So to sum it up, the three most important are, let's say, the actual content of the brand, and the influencer and creators, like collabs, let's say. And the third one is TikTok Shop and ads.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
good three pillars to
Yes.
have, Hadil. And I want to ask you mentioned about the winning content, right? So in a video, normally we want to sell something, but we need to be authentic as well, right? So how do you find that balance?
Yes, it's a balance, because as I told you, people on TikTok, they go to have fun, they go to get educated, they go to find it's a place where they don't want to be, like, say, bombarded with ads and promotions. They just want to have fun.
Sure.
And if a brand actually gets to have people who are on the app laughing, interacting, educated, like, if people actually get to say, this is so funny, or this is relatable, or I'm going to share it with someone, and there's actually a product right there without actually putting it too much in front of people, that's really amazing. There are also many other tactics other than just being funny and creating trends and humor. One of the things is to actually show how easy is it to use the product. For example, not just position the product in any random place, but actually using it. For example, I don't know, I have a mop for the floor and it's really amazing and it does amazing job in the house. If I want to put it in a video, it has to be in action. I'm not going to use it while it's standing in my doorway, or, it has to be in action, and people actually to see how feasible and practical it is to use the product. Other tactics are the before and afters, while keeping it super spontaneous. There are lots of things for products that people would be interested in. It depends on the product, actually, but the most important thing to put in mind when creating the content is to put yourself in the shoes of someone who's watching and who's not in the mood for any purchase. So you would say, with this content, would people actually stop and watch this content, or they will scroll? And if they stop and watch it, would they watch it because it gets their attention, or because, I don't know, they're waiting for the end? Those are the questions that you have to ask yourself in order to understand whether your content it's gonna go viral or not. And one important thing that sometimes we forget to tell ourselves is that we have to test. There is no equation of how to actually succeed on TikTok. Chasing virality is not really a good thing. So we have to test and learn. You test, you see which one works best, and then you learn from that. And it's always a constant learning, like, let's say, learning journey. TikTok, it's really changing. The trends are always emerging. And testing and learning is one of the most important things in order for a shop or a business or a person or a brand, whatever, to actually stay on TikTok and not just go viral one day and disappear the other day.
Sure, that's a very good answer. And I want to ask a follow-up question. You mentioned about following viral videos, right? But why can't you do that? What's the counter argument? You mentioned not to do it, or should
not
you
to do what exactly? Sorry.
Viral videos, replicate.
Yes, viral videos.
So what's the argument?
Well, chasing. What I was meaning is chasing virality, because sometimes we work with brands and clients, and they would tell you, I only want to go viral. So why did this video go viral, and why did the next one didn't go viral? And sometimes we find ourselves really unable to to explain because it is not a game of virality. It's sure that TikTok, it's really one of the best platforms out there for sellers and for conversion because it has the highest potential to go viral among other platforms. That is for sure. It's one of the best things about the platform. However, it should not be an objective that it is an eventual objective, but it should not be like you shouldn't only focus on hopping on trends and hoping to get viral, because there has to be strategy behind that. So imagine if you're every day there's trend, you create it and you want to go viral. You don't. And the next day you repeat the same thing. Where is your test and learn? You're not testing and you're not learning. You're just taking all the trends out there and you're just putting them right there.
Yeah.
So this is to go back to the point that there has to be a content strategy behind that, and there has to be enough knowledge about the platform. And also a very important thing, a tip, it's not a tip, but if you are not on TikTok as a user, you cannot create TikTok content, winning TikTok content. I mean, you find today some brand owners who want to market their products on TikTok, and it's their first time ever logging into the platform. Like, how do you want to actually create winning content when you don't know what's happening right there? So whether you start by educating yourself and becoming a user, just watch, no need to post, or just get acquainted with the way people post and everything about the platform, or just hire the people who are doing that job. And it's a matter of you can learn little by little, or you can make it shorter by finding the right expertise. So yeah, I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, of course you did.
I'm talking. If I can stop talking about TikTok, so we can spend hours talking, but you have to stop me.
Okay, my next question will be about TikTok Live. Okay, how effective is TikTok Live?
Okay, so TikTok Live, one of the most, let's say, challenges, it's that it depends on each country. TikTok Live is not the same in every country. Every country is using TikTok Live for a certain reason. For example, we see that TikTok Live in the MENA region, it's so different than TikTok in Live in Europe and in US, because the MENA region are using TikTok for creators are using TikTok for like challenges, and I don't know if you know about that, and they're getting money out of supporters, and it's really different than the business part of TikTok. However, in some countries, it's forbidden. In some countries, you can go on TikTok, but you cannot put links. So it's a little bit, it depends on each country. So I cannot give a proper answer to that. But if it's really a thing, it has to be part of the strategy, but at a later stage. So as I told you, the most important things actually, because the live, it's gonna come and go. However, solid strategies and solid content that you can use, and it can still be on the platform. That's really the winning game, you know.
Right.
So if we leverage the three things we talked about, your actual content, it leveraging the power of borrowed content, which means influencers, UGC creators, affiliates, and the third one, paid TikTok ads and for your TikTok shop.
Okay, great. And I want to pick your brain, Hadil, on this one. So let's assume that I'm a seller.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm launching some products, new products. I'm adding some additional products to my seller account, and I want to use influencer marketing, right?
Yeah.
UGC and everything. And I came to you saying, okay, these are my two main products. Give me the best option. So how do you structure it? I mean, so I have unlimited budget. Oh,
Yes.
let's say 50K budget.
Yes.
Yeah. So how you proceed?
Well, for influencer and UGC creator campaigns, there are main steps that we go through, and that can anyone go through. But the good thing about us that we, for example, in the GCC area, we have a big database of the creators. So it makes it really shorter in terms of operation when it comes to actually finding the perfect influencer, negotiating, getting to know the rates and all of that. And for now, we're getting established in the GCC, and having the actual database will help us to directly, like, how can I say it, say which one is like a potential influencer that we can work on, and if it's really actually interesting or not, having everyone on board. But for a reseller, you start by doing some research on your own. You do some research through hashtags, through people, through followers of people, through like trending content. And there is a specific, like let's say some specific way in order how to approach creators, but it's not rocket science, it's really simple. And as long as you have the rates and you have like the timeline of when to post, there is one important thing that some people miss out on, is actually, how can I say, as I told you, it's 50% the choice and 50% the content. A mistake that many business owners do and sellers, that they give some influencers 100% freedom to post whatever they want. So sometimes it doesn't align with my brand. Sometimes they will not produce the perfect piece of content. But it's really important also to give them their freedom to do whatever they want in some sort of way, because they know their content and community best. So a mix between the choice and the research that you're going to do for the influencers, the negotiation and all of that. And there's also the TikTok expertise and the content creation, let's say, follow up, in order to make sure that the content that you're posting is actually winning. Because we worked with some influencers and they charge so much, and they're the biggest influencers, and we got $0 in revenues, and sometimes it's not their mistake, because the content can go super viral and no one is gonna actually buy that product. So there's a thin line between everything. And I hope I gave you the answer to that.
Yeah, that's great. And talking about the hashtags, right? So hashtags are important for short videos. So is there any website that you normally use to generate those hashtags?
Yes. Okay. Hashtags are really important. There are so many websites. However, there are free and there are not. They're free websites, and I actually forgot the name. However, one of the most important things, because you made me remember one point regarding to the hashtags, is that for a seller, you have to put your product in. There are hashtag, let's say, communities on TikTok. So, for example, there's hashtag, it's called Book Talk, where people are community of books, moms of TikTok. There's a hashtag, TikTok made me buy it. There's a hashtag, I don't know. So there's community of people who are part of a community and you are using the hashtag. So it's really important to know where your product fits in which community. Sometimes it can fit in 100 communities. Sometimes it's only one community. Using the community hashtags, and not only using them, but actually like spying on what's happening on that hashtags in order to know your audience and what they're looking for and what they're talking and what they're interested in. And at the same time, using hashtags that are relevant to the audience that you want to target, through like the apps that we sometimes use are apps that show you the trending hashtags.
Yeah.
It's not always about putting trending content.
Sure.
Because most of the trending hashtags are hashtag for you page, hashtag viral, hashtag TikTok, and you can use them forever and not see $1 in your store. It's not about the viral hashtags, but it's about the hashtags that are gonna make it to the perfect audience. But honestly, for us, we think that hashtags are important, especially in the start of launching your TikTok account, because TikTok needs to know, where am I gonna put this content in front of to? If I have, I don't know, a product for dogs, at first I need to tell TikTok that this is hashtag dog food, hashtag pets of TikTok, hashtag. And then when I'm starting to create content, TikTok is going to understand where to put this content in front of, because honestly, sometimes we posted content with 0 hashtags and it went super viral. So it's really not a very big important thing to focus on as much as content and other things.
Okay, great. And Hadil, I want to ask you the next question. I heard in a lot of places, like, the first 5 seconds of the video is very important.
It's 3
Why?
seconds actually.
No,
now.
the 3 is not an
Yes. It started with the first 5, and in 2025 it's 3 seconds.
Okay.
So it's really important. It's one of the most important things because, as I told you, TikTok is a fast-paced platform, social media where people are scrolling. It's the easiest thing to do in the world. You just put your phone and then you scroll. And people tend to actually skip. So I'm not going to watch every video that comes in my For You
Sure.
page because I might be not interested. And that's the question. You have to actually gain their attention through the first 3 seconds, let's say, not 5
okay.
seconds. Anyways, but sometimes it's 5.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to get their attention to put them at the end and give them something. But the hook, it's really important because you can, for example, if I post a video and I say, hi, hello, so you already lost my attention.
Yeah.
You already lost. It's not like Instagram where people like to actually, for YouTube, for example, I can watch 2 hours video where the person introduces themselves. There's an ad inside. So it's really never ending.
Relaxing, yeah.
However, on TikTok, it's like we're running and there's a dog chasing us, but there's
It's quite
not.
intense, right?
It's
Yeah.
super intense, so you have to catch the attention, and it can be done through different ways. Some people would like to start saying controversial stuff. Some
Yeah.
people say controversial stuff, and you can find the video really going viral. So because some people say controversial stuff, and at the end of the video, you find that it's not about what they said. It's a different it's another different subject. For example, last time we did a video for one of our clients where we said the most 3 let's say groundbreaking news that are happening right now in Tunisia. So the first news, there's the president that did this. The second news, there's this. The third news, there's this app that does this. So people at first, they were really interested because we said the news in a different way, and then the third news is there's. So if we didn't grab their attention at first, they would have never continued this video. So it's a game of knowing what to catch, and an exercise that's really important is putting your place in the shoes of someone who's watching. So you would say, would I actually stop if I hear this? For example, if you start by shocking, say, show of emotion, I don't know, you're not gonna believe what I saw yesterday.
Yeah.
So people would want to see because we're not gonna believe what we saw yesterday, So yeah,
it's a fight to get attention, right, on TikTok. So you mentioned about the hook as the for the structure of the video. So how does a perfect structure will look like? The hook, starting with the hook, and what is that next, and how we end the video.
That's a question we get a lot, and I'm sorry to break it out for you, but there is no structure.
Okay.
There has never been a structure because you can create viral and amazing content in different ways, in short format videos, long format videos, for 7 seconds, 1 minute and a half, 3 minutes. It is not about the length of the video. It is not about what you say. It's not about the topic. It's not about the text. It is a mix of a million things that all depend on what product are you selling, or what's your audience, what do they want to see, in which phase, in which timeline are you on? Are you on, I don't know, are you on TikTok USA? Are you on TikTok Middle East, Algeria? It depends on the audience. It depends on many things, and that can only be done through test and learn, research, getting on the platform and actually watching the content while analyzing everything. So you're not just going to be a passive watcher that find videos and keep laughing. You have to keep always asking for business owners. I'm talking. It's really, it becomes really tiring because TikTok is no longer fun for you. You are on the platform in order to understand why is this happening and all of that. It is a game of getting the content that has the most interaction, because the more interaction you get in your video, the more your video will get to more people. It's like TikTok starts testing on different spheres of people, and if they find interaction, likes, comments especially, the video will get to a wider range of people, and that's how it goes viral. So there's no secret formula to break it up for many people, but it's a game of testing. It's a game of knowing your strategy, of being inspired, keeping up with the trends, and many other things. And that's why TikTok, it's rewarding, but it's challenging. So it's one of the most rewarding platforms out there. Some people get super viral and they get huge revenues in the first 2 weeks. Some people spend years trying to get there, and it's not a game of luck. It is not. Sometimes it's a game of luck, honestly, because it's a luck because some people find the perfect formula from the start. Some people don't, and it doesn't. It's not. Sometimes it's not your fault, and that's why we consult those people and those businesses and those agencies, because they need the first push. And many of our clients are now actually creating their own content, which is really amazing, because we have coached their teams. We started doing everything, and then we gave them the road, and they're leading the way in TikTok shop and in content and everything. So we all need the push, because time is our biggest enemy. And if we don't get out there on TikTok right now, there's going to be someone who's going to do it before us. And
I heard a video in that they was mentioning only less than 2 or 3% of influencers are successful on TikTok, and the competition is really high because a lot of people are creating videos, right?
Yes.
So most of the people, they will post for maybe 1 week or 1 month. They will get, I'm not getting any views.
Yes.
Should I just stop it? So, from your opinion or experience, how long you have to keep on trying, and, you have to keep on changing. So
for the creators industry, it's there are different challenges, and it's different. Let's say when we talk about TikTok, we talk about TikTok for brands, for business, and then TikTok for creators, because they are both opportunities. They are different, but they are complementary at the same time. For creators, the first thing also to take into consideration is the TikTok market in that specific area. How good is TikTok? Is it really thriving? Is it really already thrived and it's actually getting more people? Is it so it depends on where people are and what type of content people are used to in that country. For example, last time I saw TikTok China, and it was so different than our TikTok. I don't know if you saw it once, but it's people are doing things that are viral, but at the same time, there's no way they would go viral now. It's so different. So you have to position yourself in your market. Where do you want? For example, there are creators based in the MENA region, and their audiences are in the US, because they're talking and doing US American trends and talking in English and all of that. And it's a game of mastering your niche. It's a game of loving what you do, honestly, because I believe the people who start content creation on TikTok because they want to get collabs and they want to get paid will not succeed. If they succeed, it's not like someone who does that out of passion. If I'm passionate about content creation and I like creating content for, I don't know, movie recommendation and or trying foods. Imagine someone going and creating content for restaurants and trying experiences, and they don't like what they do. It's going to be a constant battle that eventually people are going to fail. You know what I mean? So loving content creation and not actually having the voice in the back of your head telling you that you have to do it because it's trending and because my friend's best friend is actually doing that, and I saw a girl on TikTok making thousands of dollars because she posted. No, that's not how it works. So
Okay, and my last question will be, for the seller side, right? So we have a TikTok shop, right? And if the seller want to see, find some influencers, so which all website do you recommend? The main ones. Maybe
Yes.
say one or two or three.
Honestly, we don't. For our agency, we don't work with any external website. We have our internal tool.
Okay.
We have our internal tool, so it helps us find the perfect influencers. But there are some platforms that are public, like Influencer, for example, in the GCC. There is a platform called Incense in Europe for UGC creators. I'm not very familiar with other platforms, but there are platforms out there, and it depends on the size of the campaign. If you need many creators, you might need to partner with a platform or an agency in that area because they know the influencers and the creators best. For example, in the GCC right now, we are creating the next, let's say, I'm going to give you a kind of sneak peek. It's the next big creators platform where any brand can log in and they can find all the creators in the market. So in Tunisia, the solution actually is working, and it depends on the market, but a little search won't hurt on TikTok or on the Google or whatever.
Okay, great. And thanks a lot for coming down here, and appreciate that. So how the viewers can find your website, and do you offer any free consultation?
Yes, we offer free consultation. We offer TikTok audits. We offer TikTok strategies, content creation, performance strategies. We have the Creators Hub. We have the influencers database of UGC creators, everything you might need. So our website is genzcreativeagency.com, or you can find my email, Hadil at genzcreativeagency.com, and you can reach out to us at any time, and you will find the best Gen Z team to actually follow up with you.
Great. I will put all the details, the website and the LinkedIn profile, everything on the show notes. Thanks a lot for viewing.
Thank you very much.